sure you want the rest of it?
Dirty Harry Minute. Dirty Harry Minute. Dirty Harry Minute Podcast. Dirty Harry Minute Podcast.
Every penny's worth.
Welcome back to Dirty Harry Minute, the only podcast in the world to review every minute of the 1971 Warner Brothers classic starring Clint Eastwood. I'm one of your hosts, John, and as ever I'm joined with other co-host...
Tim?
And Trent gives his apologies, Tim?
He does. He says he's stuck in traffic.
Right. We are fortunate enough to be guested by three guests today. We have the star of Confessions of the Idiots and one of the actors in the Making Muffins video clip, Sam Peterson.
Thank you very much for having me. What an honour to be introduced as that. What the star of the Making Muffins video. It was so good because my housemate Oliver made that, and I just had to walk out in a cat costume and just dance for a bit. And he's like, "No, you can go back to your room." And I was like, "Great! What a great way to spend a day." So good.
Right, they're introducing the best guest first. What do we do?
I don't know.
Improv. We are joined by our second guest, one part of the Spit and Polish podcast, Ryan.
Hello there. I'm Ryan Sliwinski. I have not starred in a Making Muffin video.
Not yet. You will. You wait your turn.
If your housemate wants me, I can do it too. I'm just as competitive as the rest
stay
of
around.
everyone. Oh yeah, definitely.
And second part of the Spit and Polish podcast, Bartek.
Yep, I'm Bartek Kasprzyszak. That's Bartek's short for Bartłomiej, obviously, so it's Bartłomiej Kasprzyszak.
Obviously.
Yeah, he's showing off, guys. He can say his own name. We get it.
You know, I'm feeling a little...
You feel empowered to tell us your name. Good job.
It's a very long name.
We get it. You're intimidated by Sam's impressive CV, but it's okay.
You didn't have to say it, though.
Now, obvious question. How do you say Dirty Harry in Polish?
I guess Brudny Harry? I haven't looked up the, localized title, but... Because the Polish always change the titles really weirdly when it comes to films, so it's probably something different. But if we were literally translating it, dirty is Brudny, so Brudny Harry. He should wash himself.
Oh man, Dirty Harry. I mean, the fact that he needs to give himself a wash. This movie is just literally nothing but everyone going, "Why is he called Dirty Harry?" And they have 15 reasons as to why.
Too many. It's come up on the podcast a lot, and we're quite sick of it, aren't we, Tim?
Yes.
It's very impressive the way he brings it up, though. He brings it up so many times in the film.
I find more that other people bring it up, and then he is asked about it, and he's like, "Whatever."
Just sort of
he doesn't care.
Yeah, it's like he's looking at a naked woman, and then it's like, now I know why you're called Dirty Harry, and he unabashedly is like, "Sure." He doesn't give a fuck.
It reminded me of the Joker, though, when the Joker he's got so many different reasons for his scars. I mean, still Dirty Harry, a little bit less impressive than massive scars on your face.
I agree. Clint Eastwood should have played the Joker. It would have been
that's where I was going.
It would have been an interesting turn of events.
I tell everybody that. I'm like, Clint Eastwood should have played the Joker. It comes up all the time.
Yeah, man. He should have done it. It would have been great. Where's his Oscar for that?
There's still time.
Well, today, fellows, we are reviewing minute 51. The minute begins with the tram slowing down and ends with Harry Callahan running through a tunnel. What did you think of this minute, Tim?
You're so like David Stratton. What do you think of this minute?
He looks so unimpressed.
We caught a brief glimpse of the tram in the previous minute, and
yes.
It looks like quite a model when it first comes out, don't you think?
No.
I disagree. Straight out. I disagree.
Tim, you were bringing up in the Jesus Save minutes when they're looking down on those weatherboard Victorian houses. You're like, is this a set?
Yeah.
Is this a model? And
It did look like it. But, they've got people moving in there, so...
Yes.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
You've got people moving in it.
While we're talking about the tram, I do have a complicated fact about that tram. Now, It has someone's name on it. Did we all see the man's name on the tram? Peter Finnegan. Do we all know about the legend of Peter Finnegan? No. It sounds like a fairy tale. So Peter Finnegan was, at the time, he was running as a candidate for some supervisor role in the city. And unfortunately, he did not win this supervisor role, but he did get massive publicity from this movie that was a smash hit that came out months after he had lost.
Wow. So this film really rubs it in his face every time he watches
But here's the best thing. He didn't win, and then later on, he thanked the fact he didn't win because he then got on the board of alcohol, and he found out about price fixing was happening, and he eventually got a case all the way to the Supreme Court and fixed price fixing for alcohol, and it changed how alcohol's pricing has ever been. So in fact, Dirty Harry is to thank
For clean Peter.
for cleaning up the streets.
That's
for
why they
price
call him
fixing.
Dirty Harry.
Exactly. So
Dirty Peter.
Dirty Peter.
So I thought that was something
That's amazing.
interesting.
I love that.
And he was also a political advisor for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Look, at wow. See, at no point when I was watching this film did I go, what does it say on the tram again?
Supervisor
Look at
Peter
that.
Finnegan. It's a campaign slogan, and Dirty Harry endorses him.
That's so good. I see when, like, even a tram in the Melbourne CBD after Comedy Festival and everything, it's got the people still on the tram.
Yeah, like Dave
for like
Thornton
6
for
months.
months.
Yeah. It's like they're still on there right now, and Comedy Festival's like next year.
They got
It's like-
you in your little outfit from your muffin video.
Oh, the publicity was incredible.
We
for that
get it.
video.
You did muffin
We
video.
get, yeah. I just keep bringing it up. It was a good minute, though. Tim, you didn't answer why. Did you like this minute?
I do like this minute.
Is it your favourite in the whole film? Do you guys have a favourite so far?
Oh, it's got to be the Mount Davidson cross, you know.
Oh,
Bye, Callahan.
I personally love this minute, but this whole sequence. I was saying to Bartek on the way here, this is actually, I'm very happy that this is a sequence we're covering, because this whole telephone sequence was my favorite part of the entire movie. I like the whole cat and mouse. Mm-hmm. This is the sequence in which Harry has to follow orders, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But by the end of the whole sequence, it doesn't work out for him very well because he gets the shit kicked out of him. So in the end, he should have just followed his own rules.
He should have, yeah.
Just hung up on the first call.
Don't follow rules.
Is that the major lesson you learned?
From Dirty Harry, I think that is, right? He's just like, follow his own code. Don't trust others. Everyone's terrible.
But Ryan, there is a lot of running in these few minutes. Would you be finding yourself going to Run P? Was it Run P, Tim, that website? When's a good time to go to the bathroom? You go now.
Actually, I think the running out of all the running in this movie, I think this is actually the one that serves the best purpose, other than the final sequence at the end of the movie, because I think the music, the lighting, the fact that they're actually shooting it at night, and what it's leading up to actually kind of pays off.
And he's been given a strict time limit too.
He's been given a strict time limit. This is one of those movies, I've talked about this many times on our podcast, but this is one of these movies that shows you that before mobile phones existed, everything was more of a problem, because you could solve literally any problem in a lot of movies with mobile phones now.
I was watching Seinfeld thinking like the same thing. I was like, God, George could have just called him. George could have just called him and got out of that embarrassing situation right away.
But I think there's something cinematic about a phone booth.
Yeah.
And something about like...
Not anymore. It's just junkies.
Oh, no, it's weird. But like, there's nothing the same about a guy grabbing his like smartphone and then politely tapping it to turn it off in comparison to smashing it on the receiver.
It's a private standalone booth.
Exactly. Or even Superman coming out of a booth. Now what's he going to do? Nothing.
Nothing. He's got nothing.
Well, Bartek, do you like headphones? Do you like earbuds, earpieces?
Yeah, I wore some before I met Ryan today.
I don't know.
He's a fan of many things.
That sounds so
Why does everyone
weird.
think Chico? Why is he just trying to think? Why don't I hear anything? He's taking one earbud and putting in the other ear. He thinks it's malfunctioning. I haven't heard from Harry in a while. Well, that's a point, Tim. Do you think Harry could keep him in the loop a bit more? He just...
I think, as one of our previous guests said, he's starting to get really fed up with Harry's antics.
Yeah.
Fed up. He's over it.
He's just running from place to place.
He doesn't have a phone to slam down on the receiver, so he's just having to throw out his...
It's all he's got. All he's got is acted chops.
That's right.
And literally getting shot later on.
Oh, spoiler alert, I've only watched this minute.
Did you guys know that Clint Eastwood's mother's real name, without word of a lie, is or was Margaret Ruth Runner Eastwood?
Oh,
Really?
Oh, I thought it was going to be Earbud Eastwood, but okay.
Would have been so much better.
No, there's just, I don't know. I think this isn't necessarily my favorite minute, but it is a standout. I mean, I like the lighting on this, like the phone booth and everything. Like, it's hard to think about this. This is the 1970s where they're using these big cameras and filmmaking techniques aren't as good as they are today. And they're actually filming at night instead of using like a blue light during yeah, or they're not like on a set. Like this is actually nighttime in LA or whatever, and they're actually
San Fran, please.
San Fran. Sorry, what an idiot.
Also accepted the SCO, I think.
The SCO. Yeah, I listened to that. Yeah, the SCO. The SCO. Look, you look at this. Like we've got it paused on like him in the phone booth, and that's just like a really nice shot.
Yeah.
If it was J.J. Abrams, there'd be a giant lens flare over it. It'll be ruined.
Well, here's a crowbar quote from the cinematographer. He said, this is Bruce Surtees, we've talked about before. He says, "There's no trick to lighting. You turn on a light, and if it looks good, you use it. If it doesn't, you turn it off and put it some other place."
He's talking it down. He's making his job seem easy. It's not that easy. How many phone booths are in this film, all up?
I think 4.
4. Okay.
4, so yeah.
4 phone booths.
Most of them in these 5 minutes that we're doing?
Yeah, pretty much. I will say this is this sequence, this minute or this whole sequence in which we're getting to know Scorpio a bit more. Like he's actually talking and
He's a funny man.
You get that great line of dialogue, hubba, hubba.
Yeah.
Hubba Bubba.
Very sexy. What's Hubba Bubba?
The chewing gum, Hubba Bubba.
Oh, the chewing gum, Hubba Bubba. Yeah.
Welcome to the Hubba Bubba podcast.
All these lines were improvised, I think, Tim, we learned. Hubba Hubba and my, that's a big one.
I think the whole film was improv. You can tell by them going, yes, and.
Yeah.
During the whole
It's
film.
a 4-page script.
Yeah, you get to know Scorpio in this scene. I love the little touch that Andy Robinson gives where he's saying his lines, but you can hear very quietly he's in his voice, in his breath, he's giggling a little, like he's like like not too much, like it's not over the top. It's just like if you listen hard enough, you can hear it. And it's like, oh, this guy's a nut. This guy is incredibly insane.
So I don't know him as an actor. Like
He's in Star Trek.
He's in Star Trek. Okay.
Star Trek Deep Space
Heavily
Nine.
made up, though, right? You don't.
He's in alien prosthetics, but you can tell it's him because he's got these eyes. The eye.
Same eyes.
His eyes pierce through the makeup.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Literally pierce.
And he says hubba hubba the whole way through.
With a giggle.
Yeah, I won't do the script. I'll say hubba hubba. That's
He
it.
plays a pansexual alien. I mean,
Does
why
he?
not? Yeah.
Okay, typecast.
Garrick, the
Yeah,
alien.
right. Garrick. So I haven't seen him because you were saying that he's Andy credited as Andy in this, and then
And then he's Andrew when he's a grown-up, I guess.
when he grew up.
Well, once you've worked alongside Clint Eastwood, now you're a grown-up. We're all just boys. We haven't worked with Clint.
William McInnes said that there's an interview with William McInnes where he talks about when he knows a script's not going to be very good, he gets credited as Rockhampton. And so if a filmmaker was listening to that, they go, hold on, he was Rockhampton in my film. There's quite a few films. Kath and Kim, he was Rockhampton.
All right. Just one word or Rockhampton? All right, Rockhampton.
Yeah, so, and that's where he grew up. So that's his name. Sounds like a porn name, Cockhampton. but then he did like a few different things, and he didn't see Kath and Kim, and he was like, it's probably not going to be very good.
And he was so wrong.
He was so wrong. Rockhampton. So I think he's Rockhampton in Me and My Stupid Mate, an Australian film.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, he's a good one. Have you done that on your podcast?
No, it's all right. We haven't done many Australian films on our podcast because one, they're incredibly hard to find.
Sure.
2, Australian cinema is just perfect all the time.
That's true, yeah.
And it's appreciated. I mean, come on.
Are you guys sponsored by Screen Australia?
What you're saying is there was no need for BMX Bandits 2.
What I'm saying is Dirty Harry's no crackerjack with Mick Malloy. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you for saying that, yes. You're very right. It's no crackerjack.
I can't think if we know any actors that have that. We know people who just go like, "Oh, I'm Gab," and then in real life they're like, "I'm Gabby,"
Oh, yeah. You threw me off the scent with the gab.
because that's already abbreviation. So
Yeah.
Back to the telephone booth, guys. Yes. In the background, we can't see it, but there's a lovely park here in San Francisco called the Mission Dolores. And it's a great, like it sort of slopes down with great views of the city and, you know, all the trendy people, the hipsters are there watching and eating their hot dogs and doing their acrobats. So it's, I don't know what it was like in 1971, but it's a nice spot that he's in.
I think it's the exact same. They're just in the dark. They're just...
You can't see them doing the acrobats down there, but they definitely are.
There's a lot of distracting things there.
But if you listen carefully, you can hear the eating of the hot dogs. And, great sound design.
Nitrates.
Little Easter egg.
Great sound design. Can we talk about the fashion? Because I love...
Yeah, go for it.
Tim is the head of Dirty Harry Fashion Minute.
Oh, goodness. I didn't know.
So we're joined by Tim, costume designer of Dirty Harry.
Crossing live to Tim, the costume design expert.
We spoke in previous minutes. He knows he's probably going to be doing running, right? The lieutenant said, we'll bounce you all over town. Why has he got his suit on?
Because Dirty Harry is a snappy dresser.
Oh god, that's why they call him dirty. Oh no, that doesn't make sense.
Because his pants are worth $29.50 and he cannot afford them being cut.
Because you got to wear a suit and you got to work.
I actually do love Harry's outfits because you think in a movie like these, with Harry being like a badass, you think they would dress him like a badass, like he would wear black or something, and he would be like
the
yeah,
Terminator.
I wear Sunny, like he would be like the Terminator,
Yeah.
or like Clint Eastwood. Yeah, but in like I think that's just Clint Eastwood in general. Like you think of Gran Torino, it's just him in a white shirt and looking angry.
Yeah, just looking angry, mad at the world.
I love the the yellow case, the bag.
Yeah. It is weird fashion for someone that's running everywhere for a whole night. If you saw someone running in a suit like that, you'd think they looked absolutely crazy.
Oh, but it was
And he does.
it was the 70s.
That's true. It was a different time. It was a different
Everyone
time.
wore suit and ties.
Everyone ran in suits at night.
It's pretty crazy that he never gets like assaulted doing that.
No. Always. Maybe in one of your But
Well, Tim, what do you think? Getting back to the whole plan, which we think's pretty great, but what is Bressler doing? Is he fretting at the office? Chain smoking. Like, I hope Harry's all right, or is
He's still fawning over the pictures of that girl.
guys, he's having prime ribs.
Oh, it's
just
Harry's
right
problem.
there. Oh, Clint Eastwood running. Look, I'll be honest. I never thought of Clint Eastwood as a guy that I want to see run a lot.
Sure. I've never thought about that either, but
But I'm saying
he looks good.
he
looks good when he runs.
He sounds good too.
He sounds good.
Didn't-
You can't hear it right now, but he sounds
Does that look like a proper sprint to you guys, or is
Well,
it?
no,
a
actually,
half
I
jog?
had in my notes. I know this down. I actually commend the film because here's the thing. As the sequence goes on, it's hard to say in this minute because we're getting the isolated minute, but this isn't the beginning of his running spree proper. He's already done to the tram
Correct,
and all that.
yeah.
So I think it's actually cool that if you watch the sequence, he gets slower because he is getting tired. And by the time he gets up to the cross, he is panting and out of breath. And they're like, whatever. And it's like, stay like a statue. He could barely do it because he's just so tired
Yeah.
from running what is like a million places.
Yeah.
It's a good observation.
Said like the tram ride was your break.
Yeah. You had your break. I'm looking out for you. It is weird though, because in any film now, like Jason Statham, anyway, they're always running and they don't get tired. They never get
Dude.
tired, never tire
I
out.
can't wait for Jason Statham's Dirty Harry. It's not happening.
The remake.
I can't wait. Who would you cast as Dirty Harry today? I imagine you guys have had this conversation a lot.
we have?
Christopher Walken. Easy.
Christopher Walken.
I can imagine him in that suit.
won't run,
Looking
he'll
good.
fly.
He'll fly. He'll fly by.
He'll dance.
He'll dance the whole way.
I would love to see someone weird like Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
He'd be a better Scorpio, I think.
No, yeah, Scorpio. He'd be good too. Or Bryan Cranston. How good
He'd
would
actually be very
Cranston, and he's just like, I'm dirty. I'm dirty, Malcolm. Get out. Do you feel lucky, punk?
good. He might be a bit old, but what about Danny DeVito?
Well, he's timeless.
He is, that's true.
And he'd be a good Chico, wouldn't he?
Actually, yeah, he would. Yeah, sorry. I miscast him. He would be fantastic.
Do you guys remember IMDb message boards?
Yes, we used to use them on our podcast until they deleted them, and it
Yes.
was a really sad day.
But
for
before
us.
they did, I did a few screen captures, and here's one for this scene. It says, Harry looks in good shape, but he just eats hot dogs. When Scorpio has him running all over town, Harry may be taking some deep breaths, but seems to be a regular jogger, and he's keeping fit and trim.
That's so true. Never a true word said.
Those are YouTube level comments, right? This is what I find every episode.
I've only ever seen him eat... Did he only eat one hot dog in the whole film?
Yeah, in this one, yeah.
But they just assumed he only ever eats hot dogs.
Oh, well, it's implied because he says the usual, and the guy says usual.
The usual. Okay.
Breakfast or
What
dinner?
difference does it make?
What difference does it make? Okay.
with that limp hot dog, yeah.
I just thought this person saw him eat one hot dog and go, well, he obviously only ever eats that.
Harry, what a hero, the hot dog champion. He
Now,
wants.
Bartek, do you think Harry's apprehensive at all running down that... What do you think would scare Harry in his real life? Anything?
I don't think this tunnel would scare him. I think, as long as he's got his gun by his side, nothing in there can get him.
That's true. Nothing can get him.
Honestly, I think it's the idea that he doesn't have bullets in his gun. Because when he does the famous, how many rounds the first time round, he does have that thing where he's kind of a little bit apprehensive. But in this scene, he's like, no, I've got bullets. I'm fine. I'm Harry. I've got bullets.
Harry, I've got bullets, whatever. Not scared of a tunnel.
They should have called him Bullet Harry. That's what they should have called him.
Now, Tim,
Yes.
if you were in this movie, one of the characters, who would you be?
Do I get a choice?
Yeah. Anyone's fault, yeah. There's no right or wrong answer. I'd be the guy in the sequel that goes, the neighbour. But I can't find anyone in this movie I'd be.
Can I be the scared lady bus driver?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
The scared lady bus driver. That's a great
role.
What did she do after this? What was her big... Did she go on to be scared in any other sort of vehicle?
I think she was just a thespian, yeah?
She looks a lot like
Sideshow Bob.
Anne Dowd and Margot Martindale. Like, there's those actresses that just look like that, and she is like the prototype of that. I reckon she's Anne Dowd's mum. Like, she does. Bartek, come on. If you were a character in this, what one would you want to dibs?
I want to be one of his old partners.
Linguini Man?
Linguini Man. Oh, Bartek, I had an answer for you.
Yeah.
I knew Bartek's. He's the old man that answers the phone.
Oh, yeah, I would love to be that guy.
Hello?
He was just being helpful. He got booted straight out.
Sam, we know you'll be the muffins that aren't in this movie.
That's true, yeah. The muffins. I'd be the hot dog man.
Ryan, I think you'd actually be the Scorpion killer.
I would be Scorpio, yeah. Why not?
Scorpio, not Scorpio.
He's
He's not the hunter of scorpions.
He is his birth month. He's a Scorpio. That's his gimmick.
Well, that's pretty much all I've got for this minute. Anyone have any other observations they've made? Because I can end with another IMDb quote, message board quote.
Where did you really take screenshots?
Yeah.
Or did you make these up?
No.
He's an archaeologist of the internet. He made sure to dig up the past and show it to us.
Keep him.
I guess one final fact or one final thought was his hair's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't fault that hair. That suit and that hair.
Once again, it's all the nitrates in the hot dogs, you know?
Yeah, man.
And he does keep that hair great through the entire running sequence.
Oh yeah, he keeps it intact.
He does keep it intact. And that would be hard, a lot of hairspray, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
That in the case.
I want to hear this IMDb comment though. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, here it is, if I can find it. Harry's stressful life is probably the only thing that keeps him going. Going home to an empty apartment and seeing the photo of himself and his wife probably hurts too much. He's happier on the streets.
He's happier running through a tunnel.
All that was missing was like a person.
And this is why they deleted the message board.
This one person writing all of this bullshit.
Was that by the same person who wrote the other one? It sounds like it was just a continuous stream of...
No, it was a few days later.
Oh man. Also, I think we should all mention that this scene has the best line in the entire movie. We need to all mention the hubba hubba.
Hubba,
Yeah.
hubba.
I mean, we just need to. We need to applaud the fact that it is the greatest cinematic line ever.
Well done, Andy. Good ad lib.
Pig bastard.
He fit in 3.
Well, we'll catch you next time on Dirty Harry Minute. Minute.